Ladies and gentlemen, Governor and Mrs. Michael Dukakis.
Thank you all very, very much. Kitty and I and our family can't even begin to express our gratitude to you and to hundreds of thousands of people like you across this country.
4 years ago, Michael and Kitty Dukakis lost a bid for the presidency.
Just a few minutes ago, I called Vice President Bush and congratulated him on his victory.
There was another setback, too. They discovered just how harsh the glare of publicity about their private lives could be when national attention focused on Kitty's history of substance abuse.
I didn't know at the time, and you have one advantage that I didn't have way back in 1956, that I was taking a drug that would make me dependent.
There's a lot of stuff.
And, you know, the kids are beginning to adapt.
They're private citizens now, out of the spotlight, spending a few months with friends in Florida and still involved in public issues.
When I last left you, the State of the Union was just about to begin. As you could see, there wasn't a lot about health care reform in that.
Dukakis is a visiting university lecturer in Boca Raton. His subject, public policy, especially health care reform.
Nurses 10, 15 years ago, you know, it wasn't the right thing to do. I mean, you didn't get involved politically. That's all over. I mean, the ANA has supported a great guy for president in 1988. I mean, terrific.
While Michael Dukakis spends time here at Florida Atlantic University surrounded by young, hopeful students who are looking to the future, Kitty Dukakis works in a very private world filled largely with despair. At a nearby clinic in Delray Beach, she's learning how to counsel women who are battling substance abuse, just as she had to do.
It's sometimes very difficult, and I come home very drained, very tired, and then the next morning I'm ready to go and anxious to get there. So.
Is it difficult because it's also your problem, or would it be difficult for anyone who walked into that situation?
I think it would be difficult probably for any sensitive, caring person. I understand, I think, or other recovering alcoholics understand better because they've been there and they understand the pain and the shame and the guilt that's all a part of the disease.
May I present to you the next First Lady of the United States of America, Kitty Dukakis.
Are you happy now with what you're doing?
Very.
Are you perhaps happier now than you would have been?
Absolutely. I mean,
Maybe some difference in there.
yeah. I'm sorry. You mean in terms of
No, I mean,
had you won
would
the
I like being
presidency?
president of the United States? Sure I would. That's why I ran,
Yeah.
you know.
But
Do I think I could have done a better job than this guy? Sure I do.
I
But he won, I lost, so there we are. Are we happy? Yeah, we're happy. We're having a good time.
I think what I have said before, and is certainly true today, is that it would have been very difficult to deal with my disease in the White House.
I can't imagine it.
Well, and it would have gotten worse because it's a disease that progresses and does get worse. And so in that way, I'm really grateful to be in the space I'm in today.
And that's why I'm so proud.
4 years ago, Governor Bill Clinton of Arkansas nominated Dukakis for the presidency.
President of the United States, Michael Dukakis from Massachusetts.
Now, as a leading candidate for the Democratic nomination himself, Clinton is undergoing the harsh glare of publicity about his personal life.
I mean, I lost the election because we did a lousy job in the last 2 or 3 months of campaigning against George Bush, and I don't blame anybody but myself for that. But as I watch another couple, and a couple that we have known and admired for a long, long time, going through what they've been going through, yeah, I get angry because I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's relevant. Highest life expectancy, one of the lowest infant mortality rates.
Michael Dukakis is consumed with the shortcomings of health care in America. He considers 3 states, Hawaii, Wisconsin, and Oregon, to have health care programs that could be models for a nation where some 36 million people are without health care insurance. He talks about it on the way to the lecture hall.
Same problems. But everybody's got health insurance. Right. And there's no big government bureaucracy. They run it through the Blues and Kaiser. They've got a little bit of
He talks about it in the elevator.
But it's a much more American system, both in terms of how care is delivered and how the insurance works.
Speaking only
He
for
talks
myself,
about it to anyone who will listen.
if I were President of the United States today, which I'm not, I would try to design a system that did not require the government to run the program.
Why'd you pick health care? There are a lot of other public issues.
Well, it's one I've been involved in for a long time, Doug. I think partly because my dad was a doctor, and I grew up in a doctor's family, and he was, you know, an old-fashioned GP. The first thing he asked you was, where does it hurt, not can you pay, and where's your insurance form? And it just never occurred to me that people didn't have access to health care. And then, of course, as I got older and got into politics, it was obvious that millions and millions of my fellow citizens didn't have a dime of health insurance, and oftentimes didn't go to the doc or wouldn't go to the doc because they couldn't afford it.
4 years ago, Michael and Kitty Dukakis went out together to win the presidency. Together, they suffered some terrible personal setbacks along the way. Today, they have found a measure of contentment, even though they lost the greatest political prize of all.
Run again?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure my spouse is ready for that.
Sounds like another difference of opinion.
Well,
But
we have
no,
them
I
once
mean,
in a while.
And look, I'm not somebody that's ever kind of pre-programmed my life. I mean, if 10 years ago you would have said to me, hey, you're going to be your party's nominee for the presidency, I mean, I'd have said, no way, you know, and it happened. So who knows what's out ahead? I mean, the one thing one can say about our life is that it's never been dull.
For sure.
And we've had an opportunity that very few people have had to be deeply and actively involved in the public life of our community and state and our country, to come close, unfortunately, not successfully, to the most important political office one can possibly hold in this world. And I think we're in pretty good shape, right?
Pretty good. You're in very good shape. I'm in pretty good shape.
And we're enjoying what we're doing and just having a ball down here and feeling as if we're, in our own way, helping to make this country a little better. And that's what it's all about.